With that, welcome you inside this week opening edition of Big Ten Today. I'm your host, Rick Pizzo. Excited to share with you news of fantastic starts for the Big Ten in both women's soccer and volleyball. And coming up in just a little bit, our training camp tour had a busy weekend, stops in places like Evanston, Champaign, and West Lafayette. And that is where we begin. Tommy McClelland was officially introduced as Purdue Athletic Director 18 days ago. McClelland most recently served in the same position at Rice and has also been in charge of athletic departments at both McNeese State and Louisiana Tech, in addition to his time as Deputy AD at Vanderbilt. Tommy McClelland, kind enough to join us for today's big interview. Before we officially got started, Tommy told me not totally settled in yet, Tommy, more of a settling in process for you and your family.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick turnaround. School started here August the 6th in West Lafayette. And, family is really important to me and want to make sure that they feel settled in. Our youngest son was able to start his freshman year at West Lafayette High last Thursday, and is already very much encumbered into that. Our oldest son will be enrolling hopefully at Harrison this week, either today or tomorrow. But, one of the things that's been overwhelming is just the incredible support by the greater Lafayette community for our family, making sure that we are feeling that support and helping where we can, and connected with my wife and making sure that she knows where to go for here and for that. So really excited about being here, looking forward for the season to start here soon.
That family atmosphere is certainly pervasive everywhere you go on that campus. I'm curious, Tommy, in speaking with the coaches that I'm sure you've had a chance to catch up with over the last 2.5 weeks, what jumps out about those conversations?
Well, those are vital conversations. The coaches these are people that are leading their programs. They're recruiting student athletes here. They're kind of setting the course for Purdue athletics with respect to their sport. And hearing from them is really vital. We've got some incredible coaches here, and I want to hear their perspective. What's working well? What are the areas that we need to improve on? What are the things that need to be tweaked, and what needs to be completely examined? I think that's really important. You have to take this listen, learn, and lead mentality. And, of course, we've got to make decisions every day. But we become more effective in our decision-making when we better understand the perspective as it relates to Purdue and who Purdue is and who Purdue can become.
And as the fall season kicks off, hard to believe it's actually kicked off already for many sports. One of the most front-facing programs is the football program. Barry Odom comes in a year ago, basically rebuilds the entire roster. There is expected to be, at least from the outside, I spoke with Brett Bielema over the weekend. He said, in his own words, I think they are going to be way better in 2026. What are your expectations for this program this year?
Yeah, I think when you look at Barry's track record, be it Missouri or UNLV, year two, they begin to make progress and steps forward. So if you think about where we were last year with him coming in and the roster turnover that happened, and they were competitive in many of the games, even the games that didn't go our way, I think you see a step forward this year. So really excited about partnering with Barry and his staff on the things that they need to improve. Listen, he's a proven coach. He's coaching a major league like the Big Ten and has found a way to be successful. So I think that if we come alongside him, partner with him, and give him the resources needed, we're going to see Barry Odom be very successful.
It is a huge week for the volleyball program. Dave Shondell has been a huge stabilizing factor for not just that team, but for the entire athletic department. How much have you been able to interact with Coach Shondell and kind of get a sense of the vibe and the aura that surrounds that program?
Well, you described it as an aura for sure. Coach Shondell is currently tied for the all-time winningest coach in Purdue athletics history with Coach Katie. One more win and he will have that title. And so we look forward to that occurring, being able to honor him. I had a meeting with him last week, and one of the things that really impressed me, he had a shirt, and the shirt said, ever grateful. And that was a motto last year. And I think that, I think we're very grateful for his leadership and what he's done for our volleyball program and the standard that he has set on what it looks to be a successful Boilermaker. Excited for this season, looking forward to experiencing the games and the matches with him. We've got a couple that'll be in Mackey, and I think those will be electric.
Another one of those longtime coaches who is seen as not just Purdue, but Purdue is seen as him as well, is Matt Painter. Just synonymous with the program, synonymous with success, consistent success, year in and year out. What has that success meant, not just to the program, but to the school and the community of West Lafayette as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, he's the gold standard. You know, I mean, Coach Painter, when you think about a Boilermaker and someone that's doing it the right way, that's tough, that's smart, that's successful, he represents everything that we want in our programs to be. I've enjoyed my conversations with him. I look forward to being able to support him in his journey to continue this amazing program. What he's done it's quite frankly, it's very impressive. And I look forward to continuing to partner with him on what's next for his program.
Meanwhile, the women's basketball program, Tommy, has historically been very successful, but last couple of years have certainly not gone the way that Purdue women's basketball would like it to go. What's the outlook for that program in the immediate future?
Yeah, I think they're optimistic this year. They feel like they've got some transfers and a few international students that can come in and really help lift this program to success. Again, as you mentioned, historic tradition and success, a national championship, and it's proven that it's capable of being done. And so I look forward to working with Coach on how do we build that program back? How do we get Mackey to a place where we can continue to have that cutting edge as it relates to women's basketball? This is a league that's really, really talented in women's basketball, and we know that Purdue should be at the top of that list.
Tommy, there's no question. There has never been a harder time to be an athletic director. You are dealing with factors that previous athletic directors never had to deal with. Just over the weekend, players who thought that they were eligible when they went to bed on Thursday night woke up on Friday morning and found out that eligibility was taken away. The rule book is having its pages basically changed every single day. How do you deal with that as the leader of an athletic department inside the Big Ten?
Yeah, that's a great question. The things that we have to be possessive of is core versus non-core, things that we're going to talk to our staff about. The core things are academic learning, athletic development, and lifetime leadership. Those things that we have to be possessive of. Then you have these peripheral things that are the deliverables towards the core. Those peripheral things are your scholarship or NIL rev share, the transfer portal, uniforms, logos, music, whatever you want to define, facilities that can evolve and change. But the one thing that can't change is that when a student athlete comes to Purdue, we're going to make sure they're going to get a world-class education from an incredible institution. They're going to be developed by best coaches in the country and continue to grow their craft athletically and to compete in the Big Ten and on the national stage, and then ultimately apply those lessons learned in the classroom and in their sport to go on and do incredible things like John Wooden or Drew Brees or many others that have gone on into business world and made a huge impact. That's the core that we're going to be possessive with. As this world changes, we have to evolve with it so that the way that we deliver on the core it may change, but we're going to be focused on making sure that the core is the core so that we can deliver the best experience for our student athletes and our fans.
Well, Tommy, let's finish with NIL. You just brought it up in one of the big conversations, how we manage NIL in today's day and age without it negatively affecting the non-revenue Olympic sports, some of which we've already discussed. What's the approach in doing that?
Yeah, I think, again, all of our student athletes are a priority. 500-something student athletes that we have, those are all our priorities. Every day we have to wake up and think, how do we create the best student athlete experience possible? The strategy on how we deliver that is evolving. There's a lot of focus that happens in our football program and our men's basketball and women's basketball program. But that doesn't mean that every day we're not figuring out how we can be competitive in every sport. And we've got to be mindful of that as we continue to evolve as an industry so that we're giving every student athlete the opportunity to, again, earn a degree, compete for championships, and go on and do incredible things in life.
Very well said. Purdue Athletic Director Tommy McClelland. Tommy, great to chat for the first of what I hope is many times in the near future.
Appreciate it. Thank you all for having me.